You mentioned before when we sat down about the Manchester derby. You've played in a fair few yourself. So your reaction after that Manchester derby, the most recent one, and what perhaps was missing from that performance?
Well, I think it was disappointing, I must say, to lose the game. We went into the game full of confidence. And if I'm being honest, box to box, the game was pretty even. There was nothing in the game box to box. There was a lot more clinical in our box and we didn't defend our box well enough. That was the difference. I don't think anyone can watch the game, analyse it. I know it's easy to say after the game we've been beat 3-0, but they were so clinical with the first chance of the game. The first time they probably went in our box and Phil scores a great header. These games are decided on moments. They definitely took the moments a lot better than us, and in the end they ran out deserved winners. And football is won in both boxes, and I think far too many times in the recent months we've not been good enough in both boxes. So it's something that we do need to work on. But like I said, I think box to box it was a pretty even game. We probably both had similar control of the game. We probably had similar entries into the final third and all the stats what people want to pull out. But like I said, both boxes they was better than us. 4
games into the season now, how do you reflect on the start?
Yeah, it's not been good enough results-wise. We know that. I think performance-wise, we probably should have had more points. Obviously, the Arsenal game, we probably deserved points in that game, and then we missed a penalty in the Fulham game, which was a big deciding moment. But listen, we can't look back. Those games are gone. There's still so many points to play for. I think the performances have been better than there was last season. But you've got to get results. When you play for this club, you've got to get results. And 4 points from 4 games is nowhere near good enough. We've got to work harder. Improving our performance in both boxes is something that we need to, because football's becoming a game where it's such decided on moments now, set plays, big moments in games. And at the moment, we're just not doing that well enough.
When you say that the football, the performances seem to have improved from last season, where do you see the improvements this season?
I think there's definitely more control in games. I think in the first 4 games that we've played in, I think, like I say, I keep saying it, from box to box, I think we've had control of the majority of the games. Burnley, we should have been out of sight, really. Fulham game, we could have had a couple of goals lead. And then the Arsenal game, everyone's seen the Arsenal game, they beat us on a set play, but we know how excellent they are at that. So it's another thing that we just need to do better. We need to improve these fine margins to turn these results into, but of course, it's 4 points from 4 games, and we know it's nowhere near good enough for this club, so we've got to get better, and I'm sure we will.
Is that perhaps where the frustration is, that when you're looking at some of the stats, the attacking stats, taking more shots, things look like they're going in a positive direction, but they're being overshadowed by the goals that have been let in?
Yeah, definitely. I think the stats in all football's so big on stats now. Everyone looks at the stats every game, and if you look at our stats over the first 4 games, but then you look at the league table and it's not good enough. So we know that we're improving, we're on the right track. But of course, this club demands winning football matches, and when you don't win football matches, people start to question you. That's what's happening at the moment. We've been here, we've been there before, and we've got to make sure that we maintain strong mentally and come out fighting and make sure we keep improving, and the results will change.
What do you say to the people that are perhaps questioning the formation or the tactics or the personnel in certain positions?
Yeah, I think the formation's an easy one just to go at. I think it's because we're playing something a little bit different to everybody else. For me, it's just become a bit of an easy one to go at when the results don't work. The formation's been fine. Like I said, box to box, we've been pretty comfortable in every game, and tactically we've been comfortable in every game. It's got to be down to the players. The players have got to take the moments. They've got to make the difference in those moments, whether it's a set play or whether it's in a transition or a counter-attack. I think this season, the first 4 games, we just haven't done them moments well enough. And like I said, we haven't defended our box well enough in the big moments. And every time the opposing team seems to come near the box, it ends up in the back of their net. But I think the formation is just an easy one just to dig out, because we've not been winning football matches, and I think it's a little bit different to how everyone else is playing. But the formation is the formation. It's not a set formation. Everyone says 3-5. We play a 4 a lot of the time in the game. I mean, if you stop and start the game and the phases of play, we're a back 4 in a lot of the game, and we always have been since the manager's come in. So I think it is an easy one just to to say and dig out, but it's down to the players to execute. And if you're a good player, you can play in any formation.
And how has the manager Ruben Amorim been during the start of the season? Of course, when you work for Manchester United, of course, there's going to be a lot of analysis on the games. But for him as a personality in the dressing room as well, and as a manager, what's he been like so far?
Yeah, I think overall, I think he'll be really frustrated. Of course he will. That's one thing I've noticed with him. He's a real winner. And he's used to winning in his managerial career. So since he's come here, he will be the first to say he hasn't won enough football matches and us players haven't won enough games. So we're all disappointed on that aspect. But he's been really good, really positive. I can't speak highly enough of him. I think he's an excellent manager and we're all right behind him. But like I said, it's down to us players who's got to take the responsibility as well. It always leans onto the manager, but it's got to be us who take the responsibility. We're the ones who step over that white line. And tactically, like I said, box to box, we've been set up well. We've had control of the 4 games that we've played in, but ultimately the results haven't been good enough. And we all know what happens when that happens at Manchester United. The pressure comes onto the manager and to the players as well. But we've got to take responsibility on that. Finally,
Chelsea up next. How much are you looking forward to potentially having a bounce back after that derby defeat?
Yeah, it's an excellent game to play in. It's one that I've always enjoyed playing in since I've been at this club. 2 great clubs. We know they're a good team. They've just obviously had a great summer in the Club World Cup, so they're a fantastic team with a brilliant manager. So I think it's going to be a tough game. But listen, we've got to look at ourselves, like you say. It's about bouncing back and coming off the back of the defeat of the Manchester derby. We need to show real hunger and spirit and togetherness. And we know our fans are going to be right behind us at Old Trafford on Saturday, and we've got to give them something to cheer about.
Harry, thank you so much for your time. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thank you.